the Mall of America, and at that show I did some poop jokes, and my friend sometime later he asked me, he said, "Why do you do so many poop jokes?" And I said, "Well, what can I say, man? I've been through a lot of shit, so I promised I wouldn't do any poop jokes tonight. I'm just gonna do maybe a fart joke or two." So anyways, here we go. So, has this ever happened to any of you when you get into bed, you're getting all comfortable, you're lying there, and all of a sudden, myself, for example, my bowels started kind of like get a little crazy and fill up with air, and it went like this. And it kind of hurt, so I was like, and then it did it again. And again I said, and my wife heard me and she said, "Are you okay?" And it was at that moment my asshole decided to say this. Then I said, "I am now." But I didn't like Dutch oven her or anything like that. You know, I whipped off the blankets. Too bad for her, there's a fan that blows right by her face, so it's my fault. Anyways, so I was at a barbecue party and I told that exact same joke, and a woman came up to me and she said, "You know, that's really immature." And I was like, I just smiled at her and I pointed to my shirt. That's all. That's all. Later on that day at that same barbecue party, some people were talking about what a man can do versus what a woman can do. And that same woman, the same woman, she said, a woman can do anything a man can do. Yeah. And I said, "Oh yeah? Can you piss on a campfire?" Yeah. Unless she's got a shiwi, I don't see it happening. Now, if you don't know what a shiwi is, it's this oval funnel type thing with a spout on the end that a woman uses to pee standing up. For me, it looks like a nut cup with a handle, but I have questions about the shiwi because it's an elongated thing like this, and what is she supposed to do? Shoehorn it in her fly so she can pee? And is she going commando, like no panties, so she can just put it in there and pee? It comes with an extension tube too, so for those long pees when you. But anyways, I have questions about that shiwi. I don't really understand it. I mean, when they put it in there and they pee, there's going to be a lot of backsplash, I would think. And so then, how is she going to dry herself up? I don't know. She's just going to like, I don't know. I have questions. I don't know. I had my patience tested the other day. Yep, just as I thought. I'm negative. So, no, it's not. My wife agreed with that. It's not exactly a great thing, but it's okay. It's all right. Here's something you guys can do. Next time you're alone in public, sitting by yourself, and a stranger sits down next to you, keep looking straight ahead and say, "Did you bring the money?" Sometimes someone comes in your life unexpectedly, out of nowhere. It makes your heart race. You might sweat. It changes you. I call those people cops. Sorry, I have notes. I haven't done this for a little bit, so. Oh, here's some good news for me. I finally stopped drinking for good. Yeah. Yeah, now I drink for evil. Dr. Evil. Question, if anyone knows the answer. Why is the word therapist spelled the rapist? It's a good question, I think, you know. Just curious to know. When I was single, there were certain chores that I didn't like to do it at the house, and one of them was washing dishes. So instead of washing them right away after I used them, I would let them sit for a bit. But I'd be like, it's okay, dishes, don't feel bad. No one's doing me tonight either. Earlier today there was a piece of chocolate cake on a plate in the fridge with a note on it that said, "Don't eat me." Now there's a empty plate in the fridge with a note on it that says, "Don't tell me what to do." When my eldest sister, she's 5 years older than me, and when I was about 7 years old, my sister had this jar, and in this jar, it was a big jar, it was about this big, and in this jar there was some candy. And one day she asked me if I wanted a piece of that candy. She's like, "Johnny, got some candy here in the jar for you. You want a piece?" And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, I want a piece." I didn't say hell, I was only 7, but I said, "Yeah, I want a piece." And she said, "Okay, come here." She spun the top off and lifted the jar up to my face and said, "Here, take one." Nice, right? I left out the important detail that her and her best friend Lisa spent a week farting into that jar. Not only did they fart into that jar, they farted and captured those farts into that jar. I could just see my sister poised like this, and her best friend with the jar pressed up against her ass, saying, "Go ahead, Kathy, shoot one in there. I'll capture it. I'll top it up quick. Just go ahead and get one in there." We'll teach that little brat a lesson, because I was a brat. I was a brat to my sister. But the jar, you ever, sometimes with some cars, the windshield, inside of the windshield gets like a film on it. Yeah, that jar had that inside of the jar. When I looked at it closely, you could see the faint scrapes of the candy wrapper that had scraped along the inside of that jar when she stirred it. You know, thanks very much for that, Kathy. Thanks very much. One more thing. So, when I was 50 years old, my sister, she found a birthday card that was really special to her for me. It was the kind of card that I would buy for her if I had spotted it. But she was so excited about this card that she bought it over 3 months in advance for my birthday. And I'm going to share with you now what the card said. I have to get the quote correct for the card, because this is really a card. I have this card. It is true. It said, "Happy birthday. Have a joyous time celebrating the day of when your face scraped across your mother's vagina." I thought that was wonderful, and I kept that, and I framed it. It's a very good, it's a very good card. I like it very much. My sister, she also she taught me a clever way to get revenge on coworkers or a coworker if you're being disgruntled with a coworker, and that was to drink beer with lemon juice in it the day before you go to work. Does it have lemon juice in it? It does. I thought of a way to improve on that, and that would be to eat hard-boiled eggs with that fruit juice beer the night before. Then that next day, if you let out just a little bubble or a butt bubble, excuse me, it'll be pretty toxic, and you'll clear a room for sure. And you'll know it's toxic too because it'll be that heavy, hot kind of fart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the kind that takes a few seconds to seep through your clothing. Yeah. But that's fun because then you can just go, I smell popcorn, and walk away. It'd be good. Yes. My sister, I have a wonderful relationship with my sisters. However, my sister is passive aggressive with me at times when I was a young little brat. And one time she was doing dishes in the kitchen, and she was in between the counter and the dishwasher, and I was standing in front, and I wouldn't let her pass so she could put away a platter, a big turkey platter. And she said to me, "You need to move right now, or I'm going to break this turkey platter over your head." I just laughed and said, "Go ahead and try." Well, in an instant, there's a bright flash of light, accompanied with a sharp pain on top of my head. And when I opened my eyes, there was my sister holding 2 large shards of a turkey platter. And she said, "Now move, or I'm going to break these other 2 pieces over your head." So needless to say, I moved. I had a brain fart. I'm old and I forgot what I was going to say next, so bear with me for a second. I'm kind of nervous too because it's been a while, but thank you very much. Thank you. One of the things that I like to do is make people laugh and do stand-up comedy, and again, I'm new at it, so that's why I have the cheat sheet here. And I had some more. I do apologize. I had some more notes, but I decided not to do them because I thought I'd run over time because I'm not sure how much time you get. I think you get like around 15 minutes, but actually I went through it pretty quickly, so I do apologize. So I'm gonna end it with that. So I look forward to see you all next time, and I do apologize. Thank you.